The Narration data on Council patrol routes is uploaded, added Lieutenant Han from the tactical station. We should be able to slip through their border defenses undetected. J.N. nodded. Remember, this is reconnaissance only. We observe. We gather intelligence, we return. The Council doesn't know we're coming. The 3 ships vanished into the darkness, becoming the first human vessels to enter Council space. Back on Earth, production continued. The Vengeance was now fully converted from a science vessel to Earth's most powerful warship. In a secured, underground facility, scientists worked to reverse engineer the Council's gravitational weapon based on the Narration data. Admiral Jiho stood with Leyan in the memorial garden planted by the Narration survivors. Blue crystal trees, brought as seedlings from their world, were beginning to grow. My people believed in peace, Leyan said softly. We never imagined we would be the cause of war. You're not the cause, Jiho replied. The Council made their choice when they destroyed your world. He looked up at the stars, thinking of the reconnaissance ships now moving through enemy territory. They believed we would respond with fear, but they've miscalculated. What will humanity do? Leyan asked. Jiho's expression hardened as he thought of Hyejin and the billions of innocent Narration. What humans have always done when faced with overwhelming power. We'll find the weak points. We'll adapt. We'll fight smarter. He placed his hand on a crystal tree sapling. And we'll remember exactly what we're fighting for. High above, invisible to the naked eye, Earth's first line of stealth warships moved into formation, ready to deploy when the reconnaissance team returned. Operation Long Memory had begun. The Phantom glided silently through the darkness between stars. Captain J.N. stood on the bridge watching the massive Council supply station grow larger on the view screen. This would be their 12th successful strike in 4 months. Earth had launched its shadow campaign. Status report, she said quietly. Stealth systems functioning perfectly, replied Lieutenant Han. Their sensors show no indication they've detected us. And the other ships? The Wraith and Spectre are in position, all crews report ready. J.N. nodded. Begin the countdown. Unlike traditional human warfare, Admiral Jiho's strategy relied on precision and stealth rather than overwhelming force. Earth couldn't match the Council's numbers or firepower, so they didn't try. Instead, they struck where the enemy least expected, vanishing before a response could be mounted. The 3 ships launched their specialized EMP torpedoes simultaneously. Lights across the Council station flickered and died. Emergency systems came online for just moments before they too were neutralized by a second wave of targeted pulses. Station is dark, Lieutenant Han reported. Life support systems remain functional, but weapons, communications, and propulsion are disabled. Proceed with Phase 2, ordered J.N. Small boarding pods detached from each Earth ship, carrying elite teams to the crippled station. They moved efficiently through the darkened hallways, their armor designed to blend with Council architecture. Within 20 minutes, they had downloaded the station's entire database and planted explosives at key structural points. All teams have extracted, Captain, Lieutenant Han announced as the last pod returned. Detonation in 3, 2, 1. The explosions were precisely calculated. They destroyed the station's military capabilities and supply stores but left the habitat rings intact. The Council personnel would survive, but the station would never function again as a military supply point. As the Phantom jumped to faster-than-light speed, J.N. sent her report back to Earth using the quantum communication system developed from Narration technology. These transmissions couldn't be intercepted or decoded by Council technology, another advantage in their shadow war. On the Galactic Council's central world, High Counselor Vedrix slammed his fist on the table. How is this possible? He demanded. How are these primitive humans evading our most advanced detection systems? The military commander looked uncomfortable. They've hit 37 supply stations and 16 military installations in the past 4 months. Always the same pattern. They appear from nowhere, disable our systems, extract data, destroy military capabilities, and vanish. And we've captured none of their ships? Not even debris? Nothing, Counselor. Their stealth technology appears to be superior to ours. Vedrix's face darkened with rage. Impossible. They are barely more than animals. They should be cowering in their system, grateful we haven't turned their planet into dust like we did the Nirashi. In truth, the Council was beginning to fear. Their military doctrine had no provisions for an enemy that refused to engage in direct combat that struck like ghosts and disappeared just as quickly. Some Council species were questioning their leadership's wisdom in attacking the Nirashi and provoking Earth. Meanwhile, aboard the Earth vessel Whisper, Commander Doyoon was on a different kind of mission. While the strike teams distracted the Council, reconnaissance ships pushed deeper into their territory, mapping hyperspace routes, identifying weaknesses, and gathering intelligence. Doyoon's scanner picked up an unusual reading. Unidentified. Vessel approaching, sir. Not matching any known Council configurations. Evasive action, he ordered immediately. Wait, his sensor officer said. They're broadcasting on an old Nirashi frequency. It's a message in English. Doyoon hesitated, then made his decision. Let's hear it. Earth vessel. This is Captain Thiel of the Ketra ship Sunrise. We wish to speak with you. We are not your enemies. After careful scanning confirmed the ship carried no weapons, Doyoon allowed a secure communication link. The being on screen had gray skin with faint purple markings. We have watched your campaign against the Council with great interest, Thiel said. For centuries our people have been subjugated by them, forced to provide resources while being denied representation. Why contact us now? Doyoon asked cautiously. Because you have done what no species has dared in 1,000 years. You've shown the Council can bleed. Thiel leaned forward. We know things that could help you. The location of their central hub, the weaknesses in their defense network, the other species who would join your cause if given the opportunity. Doyoon maintained his neutral expression, but his mind raced with possibilities. I will need to consult with my command. Using the quantum communicator, he sent word directly to Admiral Jiho. The response came within hours. Establish alliance protocols. Back on Earth, Jiho shared the news with Lan in the situation room. The Nirishi's eyes widened. The Ketra were always sympathetic to our cause, Lan said, but they were too afraid to oppose the Council openly. Fear is fading, Jiho replied. The Council thought destroying your world would terrify others into submission. Instead, it's inspiring resistance. He looked at the strategic display showing all the Council facilities Earth forces had neutralized. Small victories, but they were adding up. The Council was spreading its forces thin, trying to protect too many targets. Their communications showed increasing panic and internal disagreement. Operation Long Memory is working, Jiho said quietly. They're beginning to understand that actions have consequences, and with the Ketra's help. He didn't finish the sentence, but Lan understood. What had begun as a shadow campaign of harassment could now become something more, something the Council truly feared, a war they might actually lose. Admiral Jiho had never seen so many different alien species in one room. The secure meeting chamber aboard the Vengeance. The pale blue light of Earth's largest moon reflected off the crystalline hull of the alien ship as it descended through the atmosphere. News stations across the planet broadcast the same footage, humanity's first contact with intelligent life from beyond the stars. Captain Taewan stood tall on the landing pad, his uniform pressed perfectly for this historic occasion. Behind him, Ambassador Sana kept her expression neutral, despite her racing heart. The ship touched down without a sound far more graceful than any human craft. When the ship's door opened, the Nirashi emerged. They stood slightly taller than humans, with blue skin that seemed to shimmer in the sunlight. Their leader stepped forward, raising four-fingered hands in a gesture of peace. We come with friendship, the alien said in perfect English. I am Rayan, emissary of the Nirashi people. Ambassador Sana stepped forward. Earth welcomes you, Emissary Rayan. We are honored by your visit. The meeting continued inside a specially prepared facility. The Nirashi explained they had been studying Earth's broadcast for decades, They found humans fascinating, creative, resilient, and full of potential. Our worlds could benefit from alliance, Rain explained. We offer technology, you offer art, music, and your unique perspective. Over the next 3 years, the relationship between Earth and the Narration flourished. Exchange programs sent teachers, scientists, and artists between the worlds. Captain Tae-wan became the military liaison, working closely with the Narration Defense Forces. He developed a deep friendship with Layan, the Narration security chief. There is something important we must tell you, Layan said one evening, as they watched the sunset from a Tokyo skyscraper. Our people are part of a larger organization, the Galactic Council. Tae-wan turned to his friend with surprise. There are more species out there? 27 spacefaring civilizations. They govern much of this sector of the galaxy, Layan Teo explained. We believe Earth is ready to join. The news excited Earth's leaders. Preparations began immediately for Earth's application to this interstellar community. Ambassador Sina worked day and night with her team to create the perfect presentation. 6 months later, Rayan returned from presenting Earth's case to the Council. His usual bright eyes seemed dimmed. The Council has rejected Earth's application, he said quietly to the gathered human leaders. On what grounds? Ambassador Sina asked, unable to hide her disappointment. They claim humans are too aggressive, too unpredictable. They cited your wars, your weapons development. Rayan looked down. There is worse news. The Council has ordered us to end all contact with Earth immediately. The room erupted in protests. Captain Tae-wan stood up sharply. That's not fair. They don't even know us. We agree, Rayan said firmly, which is why we have refused their demand. For a moment, hope returned. The Narration were standing by humanity despite pressure from this powerful council. What will the council do? President Jin asked. They have given us 30 Earth days to comply, Rain answered. If we do not, they threaten consequences. But my people believe in our friendship. We will not abandon you. For the next few weeks, Earth and the Narration prepared together. They shared defense technologies and established emergency communication systems. Captain Tae-wan worked closely with Layan to coordinate possible responses to council aggression. No one expected what happened next. On a quiet Tuesday morning, all communication with the Narration homeworld suddenly stopped. Earth's deep space. Monitoring stations detected a massive energy surge in the direction of the Narration star system. Hours later, a single Narration ship arrived at Earth, badly damaged. Ambassador Sina and Captain Tae-wan rushed to meet it. Inside, they found Layan bleeding from several wounds. They struck without warning. He gasped as medical teams worked to save him. A weapon we've never seen before. It compressed gravity itself. His voice broke. Our planet, our people, almost all gone. He handed Captain Tae-wan a data crystal. Everything is here. The attack. The weapon schematics our scientists captured. The council members responsible. His eyes locked with Tae-wan's. 9 billion. Narration, our entire civilization. We'll help your survivors, Ambassador Sina promised, tears streaming down her face. We'll rebuild together. Layan shook his head weakly. There are fewer than 10,000 of us left, those who were off-world when it happened. He grabbed Tae-wan's hand. The council believes you will hide in fear after seeing this. They think humans are weak. Captain Tae-wan's face hardened as he watched the recording from the data crystal. The beautiful blue-green Narration planet collapsed in on itself, shrinking to a fraction of its size in minutes. They're wrong, he said quietly. Humanity doesn't cower. We remember our friends, and we answer those who harm them. That night, Earth's military leaders gathered. The data crystal contained everything they needed to understand their new enemy. As dawn broke, the order went out worldwide. Convert the exploration fleet to warships. The Galactic Council had wiped out Earth's only allies. They would soon learn what that meant. Admiral Ji-ho stared at the holographic display showing the remaining Narration ships. Only 12 vessels had survived the Council's attack. Each carried between 700 and 900 refugees. all that remained of a civilization that once numbered 9 billion. We've offered them sanctuary on our moon. Colony, said General Min, standing beside him. It's the least we can do. Jiho nodded silently. His wife Hye-jin had been on the Nirashi homeworld as part of the cultural exchange program. The pain of her loss was still fresh, a constant ache behind his sternum. The United Earth Council is meeting now, Min continued. They're voting on how to respond. There's only one appropriate response, Jiho said quietly. The emergency session of the United Earth Council lasted 16 hours. When it concluded, humanity had its answer. Earth would not cower. Earth would not forget. Earth would stand against the Galactic Council that had murdered its friends. 2 days later, Admiral Jiho stood before the gathered commanders of Earth's space fleet. Originally built for exploration and scientific research, the ships would now serve a different purpose. Effective immediately, all vessels are being retrofitted for combat, Jiho announced. The Dauntless, the Horizon, the Pioneer, all will become warships. Commander Unji raised her hand. Admiral, the Council's gravitational weapons are beyond anything we've ever seen. How can we possibly stand against that? Jiho nodded to Dr. Sung, who stepped forward with a small device. This contains the last gift of the Nirashi, the scientist explained. Their scientists captured data on the weapon during the attack. They've given us the foundation for a shield that can withstand gravitational compression. Over the next 6 months, Earth transformed. Factories that once built communication satellites now produced weapon systems. Research centers developed new technologies based on Nirashi science. The surviving Nirashi worked alongside humans, sharing everything they knew about the Council. In his quarters aboard the flagship Vengeance, Admiral Jiho studied the files on all 27 Council species. He learned their strengths, weaknesses, and homeworlds. He committed to memory the names of the 7 High Counselors who had ordered the destruction of the Nirashi. A soft chime announced a visitor. Leon entered, looking healthier than he had months before, though the light in his eyes remained dimmed by grief. The Council has sent a message, Leon said, handing Jiho a datapad. It arrived at the lunar colony an hour ago. The message was simple. The fate of the Nirashi serves as example. Primitive species will remain in their own systems or face extinction. This is your only warning. Jiho placed the pad down carefully. They expect us to hide. Yes, Leon agreed. The Council believes humans will be too frightened to leave your solar system now. A small smile crossed Jiho's face. Then we have one advantage. They don't understand humans at all. 2 weeks later, in the darkness of space beyond Pluto, the first mission launched. 3 ships, smaller and faster than anything Earth had built before, slipped into the void. Their hulls were coated with a new material that absorbed sensor scans. Their engines left no traditional radiation signature. Captain Jae-in checked her systems one final time as her ship, the Phantom, prepared to jump to faster-than-light speed. All systems ready, Captain, her first officer reported. Stealth systems functioning at optimal levels.